WWE's in a weird spot right now. But let's go ahead and go with the first match on the card, which is Fatal Influence versus the Bellas and Paige in a 6-man tag team. This story's been going on since WrestleMania. Not much. I'm just gonna say I think Fatal Influence should win. Keep putting them over against the veterans. They need it. I think they are really good. I think JC Jane should be in the talks for winning a world champion this early on, because she's a dislikable character, and that means she's really good at her job. And she did obviously really good in NXT. I think she's someone who should be in the main event scene already. Next match is I really enjoy this next match, which is the Usos and Fatu versus LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys. Now, this is a match that's just like a random tag team match, right? But I'm excited because LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys is such a random team to team up against the bloodline, the new bloodline, if you will. But that is something that's like, I'm like excited for, because we don't really get like random like teams nowadays in the modern WWE. So that is something that's really fun. Next up is Dirty Dominic Mysterio versus Danhausen. This is a match that's going to be fun. Danhausen is probably going to come out with the mini Housens, and Dirty Dom's going to have JC get involved, and that's going to be a fun ordeal, and that's just going to be a fun match. I like Dirty Dom, and I think he's a year or two away from being in the main event scene, maybe winning a world title. He's really good. He's obviously the AAA Mega Champion, which I think should be. I think El Grande Americano should have that title right now. No offense to Dirty Dominic Mysterio. He's one of my favorites, but I think he should be in the main event scene on the main roster. And that champion that he has around his belt should be in the hands of El Grande Americano. And that's been proven for the past year with that character. That character's so over, and everyone loves that character. Shoot, he's had basically the match of the year against the original El Grande Americano. And that's obviously storybook. And we'll get into that later on. But the next match, Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn in a number one contender for the undisputed champion. I'm excited for this match. I mean, I like Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn. I think Finn Balor should win. I'm not a big fan of Sami Zayn. I'm sure a lot of y'all aren't big fans of Sami Zayn. But Finn Balor, I think, should win. I think he deserves that title. He had it for one day, okay? So he deserves that more than Sami Zayn does. That's just my opinion. You know what? I do think it's weird though that there's a number one contender match on SummerSlam. I just think that's a match you should have for like Raw or SmackDown or Saturday night's main event. That's not really a SummerSlam type of match. If they just want to have a 1v1 duke it out type of match, that's cool. But for it to be a number one contender match is kind of strange to me. But going on to the next match, which I'm actually really excited for, Gunther versus Nick Aldis. Y'all, Nick Aldis is back. He's lacing up his boots and he's getting back in the ring fighting Gunther, and that's going to be an exciting match. I think the last time we saw Nick Aldis fight was Impact Wrestling or NWA. I'm not really familiar with his history, but I do, I watched the match with him versus Cody Rhodes back in TNA. I thought that was fun. Or maybe it was NWA. I'm sorry if I'm getting that information wrong, but I am excited to see him back in the ring. And I'm actually hoping this leads to a Nick Aldis versus Adam Pearce in the future. I feel like that's like just a dream match for the WWE fans that watch weekly. I feel like that's something that we've been wanting to see. Both of them being 4-time NWA champions, going at it in a WWE ring would be fun. But all in all, I'm excited for this match, and I'm excited to see who comes out on top. And maybe they can get that career killer gimmick off of Gunther, which he hasn't ended a career since Royal Rumble, but whatever, WWE. Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin for the United States Championship is coming up. I'm gonna be real. I think go ahead and give that title to Baron Corbin. No offense against Trick Williams. I think Trick Williams is phenomenal. I think he's great. I think he's so much aura, and he's one of the big attractions to SmackDown. But I'm gonna be real. I really think these young wrestlers should be in the main event title card. I'm gonna be so for real. Not that I love CM Punk. He's my favorite wrestler. I love Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, but all these dudes are 40. All right, I know they're still doing it. Obviously, if they need to have their title for WrestleMania or SummerSlam, that's great. All right, but in 5 years, they're all going to be almost 50, and I just think these young cats like Trick Williams, Chad Gable, Dominic Mysterio, Obafemi, Javon Evans. I'm just saying these young dudes should be having a main event title runs because they're the future. Like, why not put it on them now? I mean, Randy Orton had his first title at like 19, or was it 24? Something like that. Even John Cena had his first title early in his 20s. I just think that's just weird to me. I don't know, because the titles are all on like 40-year-olds, and that those are like your main attractions. Those are your money makers. I get it, TKO, but when they're old, let's go ahead and start getting these next dudes, in the main event card to see them showcase. The only one who's really being showcased right now is Obafemi, and that's because he's going against Brock Lesnar, and we'll get into that one too. But that's just my opinion. The next one is Penta versus Chad Gable for the Intercontinental Championship. Honestly, this is like a storybook match. This is a long-term storytelling. Honestly, Penta's like the first crack that made Chad Gable become El Grande Americano in the first place, and now he's gone through that whole storyline. With Kaiser becoming the new El Grande Americano, and that mask versus mask being one of the greatest matches of the year. And now Chad Gable's back with his redemption arc, and now he has the opportunity to win the title, his first singles title in the WWE. I think that's a no-brainer for Chad Gable to win that title, and I think that's just like a finish the story type of deal. Y'all, let's get Chad Gable that Intercontinental Championship and let him finish his story. Next up, we got that interim women's championship ladder match. I'm gonna be honest, I don't like that they call it an interim women's championship because in my opinion, that just that's still the WWE championship. That's still the top title, and you're I feel like that just diminishes it. If we're gonna call that the interim women's WWE championship, then the World Heavyweight Championship should be an interim WWE championship, since Seth Rollins had to give it up because he was injured. That just, I don't know. That just makes the title look less important for the woman that's gonna come out on top with it. And then in my opinion, I feel like Chelsea should win that title. She's earned it, but for her to say interim women's WWE championship, that just diminishes that title. And that just kind of bothers me, but Chelsea Green should win that title. Io Sky versus Liv Morgan. I love both these guys, but y'all, Io Sky is my favorite women's wrestler right now. So I want her to win. I think she's the best women's wrestler in the world right now. So I think just go ahead and give her the title. She's just good at what she does. That's just plain and simple. And then our three big matches, Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi in a Hell in a Cell. Y'all, this is their third match. They're 1-1. This is the tiebreaker. I'm gonna be real. I think Obafemi should win this match. Brock Lesnar has had his time. He's technically already retired, but TKO bought him back. And Obafemi should go over and just continue his reign in the WWE as this big top guy. And for it to be a Hell in a Cell, that's gonna be an exciting match just in general. I'm so excited to see these two beasts just go at it. That's a main event level match and a main event level card, and this is a good SummerSlam. I'm excited for the SummerSlam, but Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar is going to be so fun. Then we get Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk for the WWE Undisputed Championship. this is a dream match of mine since CM Punk's been back, since Cody Rhodes finished his story. This is going to be such an exciting match to see these two friends go at it. Will Cody Rhodes turn heel? We've been saying this for the past 2 years. Will CM Punk turn heel? Will that shock the world? Will he go heel? Either way, I think it's hard to even like go heel if you're like a top baby face right now, because like the kids are never going to hate you unless you do something like really, really bad, like really, really bad. But I don't know if they do that. But yeah, I'm excited. I don't care who comes out on top. I'm really excited that CM Punk's the champion right now. That made me so happy that he won it on a random Monday night. But if Cody Rhodes gets his title back, that's fine. If CM Punk retains, that's fine. I do have a dog in this fight. I obviously want CM Punk to retain. That's what I want. But honestly, I just want a clean match with this one. I want to see these two dudes wrestle. They both love wrestling. You can tell they both love this sport, and just let them just put on a good match and let it be clean. Let no one get involved. And whoever wins, and let them celebrate in Minnesota on that night one. And then the main event of the entire event is Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. This is like the 7th time they fought, but obviously this is for the World Heavyweight Championship, and this is obviously the most historical match. These two dudes have had the history for a long time, and obviously with the Shield, Dean Ambrose, we all wish Dean Ambrose would be here. I personally wish that all wrestling companies would put their egos aside, TKO, and cross over with all other wrestling companies. I think this is a match that Jon Moxley can just come over and have a little cameo. I think they should just like put their egos aside and make even more money. Imagine an AEW versus WWE like pay-per-view. Like that would make so much money, and I don't understand why they don't want that. I don't understand why they make it a competition when it's both wrestling. There's like wrestling is wrestling. I don't understand the problem with that, but that's just my opinion. But I think Seth Rollins should win this match. That's just my personalized opinion, because he never lost. That's my thing, is I think he should win it back and then maybe lose his next match. Maybe his next match is against Roman Reigns again. But that's just my opinion, is that I think Seth Rollins should win his title back, the one that he never lost in the first place. Overall, I think that's going to be a fun match. I do hope it's a clean match. The only way I don't want it to be a clean match is if like Dean Ambrose came back, but that's not going to happen because of TKO. Overall, I am so excited for this pay-per-view, or PLE, whatever you want to call it. I'm excited for the SummerSlam. I'm going to be watching it both nights, 2 nights, a second 2-night SummerSlam in Minnesota, and it's 2026. It's going to be a fun time. And this is a stacked card. You can't look at this card and be like, there's nothing to watch. No, this is a stacked card. So I'm excited overall.